Hey, everybody, it's a brand new day that God has made. It's nighttime right now, but it's still a brand new day. And in my neck of the woods, it's Teacher Appreciation Week. And I decided that I wanted to just brag on some inspiring people who have educated me throughout the years. And so I want to start with this one. I call this essay White Privilege. When I heard about my teacher's death, I smiled. I didn't smile because my teacher died. I smiled because of how she lived. My mom saw the obituary of Miss Margaret White in the paper a few years ago, and she called to tell me the news. And suddenly, the nostalgic joy of so many memories came over me. And since I missed the funeral, I wanted to dedicate some space for a digital eulogy. Miss White was my sixth grade tag teacher at Edna Rowe Elementary, one of a handful of educators who made a profound impact on the way I saw the world and the way I saw myself. My elementary days are kind of a blur now, but a few highlights cross my mind every now and then. I remember Miss Bratcher in first grade. She was playing the guitar all the time. In second grade, Miss Morris was a classy lady, even on the day when I showed up for picture day with a half-done jerry curl. It's a long story. Miss Young in third grade was always smiling. I had a crush on Miss Axley in the fourth grade. In fifth grade, Mr. Malloy made math understandable, and I really started to feel smart. And then something special happened to me in sixth grade. I was blessed with a rock star, dynamic duo of teachers who boosted my confidence into the stratosphere. Harold Morgan was my first black male teacher, and he was my personal everyday example of someone who was professional. He was respected, he was neat, and he was prepared. I wanted to be him because he looked like me. Mr. Morgan, God bless you and your family. The second half of my teacher dream team was an older white lady who was the salt to Mr. Morgan's pepper. Her name was Margaret White, and God used that lady to add flavor to my life. Miss White was special because I didn't choose her. She actually chose me. Her talented and gifted class wasn't open to everyone, but if you were selected, you were set apart. I remembered what it was like to be set apart for another reason. In my early elementary days, I was called out of class every day to go to something called Chapter 1. Anybody remember Chapter 1? It was a special class for kids who needed extra help. I remember wondering why I had to leave the room every day, leave my friends, to go to practice sight words every day. I felt dumb and I felt stupid. Well, in the sixth grade, I was called out of class for the opposite reason. I was literally scared of getting bad grades because I didn't want to be branded as special. So when I was chosen to be in Miss White's class, I was ready to prove that I could hang with the best of them. And little did I know that TAG, talented and gifted, wasn't about grades and it wasn't about gloating. It was all about creativity and thinking and trying new things. Miss White was masterful at not giving us solutions to problems. She would guide us. She wanted us to have the satisfaction of figuring things out for ourselves. We took field trips all over the place, man, from cemeteries to hotels in downtown Dallas. She taught us calligraphy, and somehow she used it as an ongoing metaphor about being graceful and stylish and detailed. She was a great encourager, and for the introverted, insecure, nerdy kid that I was back then, she was just the right person at just the right time in my life. Her compliments made me feel like a superhero. I kept every certificate that woman ever gave me, not because it was for me, but because it was from her. Miss White's recognition was a seal of approval, and she believed in me more than I believed in me. Even to this day, I mimic Miss White's mannerisms. When I help my kids with their homework, it's a Miss White masterclass. Lean in, speak softly, smile, let them know it's okay to mess up. Tell them to try again. Repeat the whole process. When a random trip to Walmart turns into a learning adventure with my boys, that's Miss White. When I take a random detour on a random day to drive through a beautiful neighborhood to appreciate architecture, that's Miss White. when I purchase something that I absolutely don't need, but it's a great example to help my students understand a certain concept. That's Miss White. When I'm interested in a person or a place or a thing or an event, and I spend hours reading about trivial things just to satisfy my curiosity, that's Miss White. I can't speak for all of her students, but for this black boy, the privilege of having Miss White as my teacher, man, that was a game changer. When I heard about my teacher's death, I smiled. I didn't smile because she died. I smiled because of how she lived. Let's live our lives so that others can say they were privileged to know us. Hey, everybody, today is God's gift to you. What you do with this day is your gift to Him.